Okay, start off by just saying that Xavier Woods will be out for the game. Open it up from there.
What's Dante's status?
He'll be listed as questionable. He was full at practice today, so we'll see how he does, and we'll make a decision on that.
Trending in the right direction with him, Frank, you think? Or?
We'll just have to see how he responds. He practiced today, and he was limited today. So again, thinking he'll be up for the game.
Kind of promising on Dante though that he's went full today. That's got a
Yeah, I mean, it's good progress. I think Dante's worked hard this week to get himself healthy, get himself healthy and get him back out there.
With Sam Franklin playing so well last week, does that give the secondary some confidence despite the fact that there's a lot of injuries there?
No doubt. I mean, I think we've said from the beginning that we really like our depth as a secondary. That's been put to the test a little bit. Sam stepping up, making the plays that he's made, I think just breeds confidence back there. I think the communication back there has been good, so we can continue to build on that.
Thomas said yesterday you guys talked about who you want to be on offense. Can you define that a little more clear? He didn't really kind of give a definition exactly what you want to be, but what would you like to be that you haven't been so far?
Yeah, I mean, we want to be a multiple offense, right? We want to be a multiple personnel groups, multiple formations, moving around a little bit, want to have a balanced attack. The vision is always to be in the top half of the league and running, because really believe that at the end of the day, if you want to be a championship football team, most of the time you have to be good running the football. You don't have to be the best in the league at running the ball, but you got to be effective running the ball. Again, so many good things come off that. It helps pass protection, helps your play action game. So, and then the different ways, because Bryce is our quarterback, he has a gift where, we can get more and more into some of the RPO stuff, and he can do all the advantage throws, and he can wheel and deal, create some space for him to be creative. Those are all things that we'll continue to build.
How was Frank? How was Bryce's week? And could you tell that he was sort of another week away from that, removed from that ankle issue?
I thought he had an excellent week, physically and mentally. I thought the offense had a really good. I thought the team. I think our practice this week was sharp. The procedure was sharp in all three phases. It'll be it's going to be a great environment. Up there in Detroit. It'll be loud. That team's hot. They're rocking. And, you watch the tape and you see other teams struggling with their procedure in game because of the noise. You see you see delay of games. You see pre-snap penalties on tape. You see a bunch of them in that stadium. So, I think we worked hard at it this week and, put that to work. We want to go up there. We want to eliminate as many of the self-inflicted stuff as we can. Sometimes you might not be completely flawless, but I know we can be better than we've been.
Did you guys tweak any of the silent cadence stuff or anything after Seattle?
We've made a few small tweaks, yes, in the way in our operation we have.
Frank, you've been talking about Bryce and the advancements that he's been making throughout the season. That being the case, but also facing such a dynamic defense in Detroit, is this a week that you feel that he can start to get to some more of those explosive type plays?
Yeah, I think there's no question we're looking for more explosive plays, but what we've talked to Bryce about we can't force those. You can't force those. That only leads to bad things. They will come. We've had opportunities that we've just missed. If we had been executing a little bit better, not had so many self-inflicted wounds, we would have our share of explosive plays right now. There have been enough opportunities. We might not be leading the league in explosive plays, but we have had our opportunities. So what's the answer? The answer is stay to what we're doing. Trust our guys. Trust our system. Trust our scheme. And trust yourself. Trust yourself, the player. And don't force it. We'll run the offense, create when you can create. We'll take the shots when we're there, and the explosive plays will become part of our offense.
Frank, as a member of the competition committee, you saw the push-tush run again last night in the Chicago game. What do you think of the play, and do you think that competition committee is going to take another look at that in the offseason and talk about banning it.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess my first comment would be, I don't want to speak on behalf of the competition committee. I would just say in general, for me personally, as I've looked into play, and your view of the play of things can always evolve, right? It can always evolve. But, you know, my first inclination of the play, as I saw it last year, was good for the Eagles. They're good at it. It's their way of expressing creativity. They do some other things off of it. It certainly was within the rules of the game. So at first glance, I was like, yeah, I get it. You know, as it's gone on, do I understand the other side of the argument and the complaints about it? Yeah, I guess so. But for right now, I'm fine with it. But personally, you know, we'll continue to evaluate it, and I know the committee will continue to evaluate it as well.
Why do you think the Eagles are so good at it?
Well, listen, if you go back and look at their stats, they're really good at running the push-tush, but when they're almost just as effective of running the quarterback sneak when they don't have the push. So they're just good up front, and they have a quarterback who's the best in the league at quarterback sneaks.
When we look at the running backs, you know, it's taking a bit for that, you know, the running game to get going, and obviously a new ball security drill this week, a little bit more challenges. You know, how do you think that group responded to the challenges this week?
I think they've responded in a great way. You know, I think, you know, we have to get the run game going. I think it's a unit thing. You know, takes all 11 quarterback, O-line, tight ends, receivers, running backs. So we got to be aggressive. We got to stay with it and keep mixing things up.
Joe, you want the last one?
Yeah, curious if Jamison will be a part of the defensive or secondary rotation this week, kind of regardless of Dante's status.
He could be. He could be. You know, he had a good week last week. I thought he played well in the game. I thought he's had a good week of practice, so we'll see how that plays out. But he certainly is in consideration for that. Thank you.